My name's Jack Hubbard, and this was my SLC this year. I see my experiences with who I've met, my teachers, and how I came out of my comfort zone.
I will tell you the story of my learning. I will tell you about what I've learned and the learning skills that I am developing. I'm also going to explain what I've learned about the way I learn.
I'm going to explain what I've learned and what was special about some of those learning experiences. I'll talk about one specific learning experience that was special to me in each of the topics. The topics are communication, critical thinking, and problem solving, open to growth, creativity, and also a cool thing that I learned. I had a science presentation where we had to recreate a clean energy neighborhood connected to our whole school year city project. We went through different aspects that make up a successful presentation leading up to this. We brainstormed as a class what makes a good presentation. I did really well making eye contact. Our group practiced a lot of times before this, so we knew exactly what to do.
A learning experience that has challenged my ability to think critically and solve a problem was really any topic in Model UN. In Model UN, you are presented with a very real problem and have to find a way to find a solution. Through working in groups, debating and hearing other people's opinions, voting and other things like that, I developed a new way of seeing a problem and a new way of solving it.
Something that I was very nervous about this was because it was in front of some of Arrupe, and I haven't performed in big groups before. So something that really hit me was stage fright, being able to keep talking while you're nervous. So that was something that was a little bit hard for me. But the thing that was easier for me was how much you rehearsed before and how much my music teacher, Dr. Rosenberg, helped me throughout this. So I think being open to growth was one of the harder ones, but as you get more into BC High, you're able to, this is easier for you and for more presentations. We did a design a room challenge, and we could actually, the winner of this challenge could actually build this in BC High with $10,000. And the whole 7th and 8th grade were split up into groups of 4 in the gym to try and innovate a cool design that could be redesigned to go into a space that hasn't been used for a lot in the library. So for creativity part, we had to redesign the expo center to be as environmental as possible. So I tackled this right away because even though there's some hard things and some easier things, I like that we were able to do anything we wanted. So as you can see here, these are 3 pictures. So this is how we use lighting to be environmental. This is how we use reconstructed building, and then green sides on the wall. So the most thing I enjoyed about this was you were allowed to use any materials you wanted. So you really be able to come out of your comfort zone and show really what you're able to do when it comes to creativity. So for cool thing I learned this year has to be the Skim. If you don't know what the Skim is, the Skim's basically, it's a weekly news, but it's not really the news. It's kind of just like an app that gives you everything that's been going on lately. I've learned a lot about this.
One of the many cool things I learned this year was that want and don't want in Latin are very different from other all things. Normally in Latin, if the verb ends in O, then it's I am doing it. If the verb ends in S, then it means you are doing it. I thought this was cool because it was different from all the other verb endings in that. In the next 2 months, you will see me procrastinating less, keeping myself more organized, and taking responsibility for my actions.
In the next 2 months, you'll see me at Math Extra Help, and I really want to go to Math Extra Help to feel more comfortable during quizzes and tests. Something you'll see me do at BCI a lot more is exploring the elements of BCI and trying new things. BCI offers a lot of clubs after school and sports. I do play sports here at BCI, but I want to try a little more clubs and see what they have because there's a lot. And then also teach others about my experience. Instead of at the dinner table telling my parents oh, school is good, tell them what happens at BCI. And this is why we do SLCs. So you should always tell others about your experience. So these are the tools that helped me learn this year at BC High. I write down all my homework on my iPad and the Notes app. I check my emails every morning and night. And these are the tools I should add to my toolbox. I'm really hoping to add them this year. I should go to Math Extra Help, and the reason why I haven't been going is because it requires getting to school way earlier, and I haven't been wanting to wake up that early yet. Some are easier than others. I think critical thinking was a lot harder than, for instance, creativity. There's so many chances to be creative at BCI.
I think the hardest slide for me to do was the toolbox because I had to think about the way I learned and everything that I used to help me learn, which was incredibly difficult because it's not something I think about on my own time.
I tell my parents here and there about my learning, but I never actually write down stuff and actually make it into a whole presentation. And I thought that was really helpful because that actually showed my full learning here at BC High.
My parents are happy. Like I said before, they're happy that I was able to sit down with them and explain. They enjoyed the most about it was how I was able to show them the apps that I use day to day.
Yeah, so my parents were pretty impressed that we dedicated a lot of time just for that.